NASA stereo spacecraft's lone view of Betelgeuse reveals more strange behavior. Is supernova imminent? SciTechDaily. How do you solve a moon mystery? Fire a laser at it. The New York Times. Tony Hawk changes name of problematic trick to honor deaf skater who invented it. Indy 100. Astronomers identify Saturn-like exoplanet using revolutionary technique. Webby feed. NASA sets October 23 as goal launch day for initial operational Crew Dragon mission. Spaceflight now. SwordsToday.ie. Stunning iPhone 12 video shows off the second screen we really want. Tom's Guide. 5 reasons Galaxy Note 20 Ultra already beats iPhone 12 Pro. Tom's Guide. Microsoft Surface Duo gets new demo video and 3 years of Android updates. Pocket Now. BC man captures awe-inspiring snap of multi-colored shooting star. Photo. Vancouver is awesome. Coronavirus exposures reported on 3 more flights through Vancouver. Global News.